there's a difficult conversation we need to have. It's about why you, the intelligent, driven man, keep finding yourself with women who disrespect you, who won't commit, or who shatter your peace. Most dating gurus will tell you it's about your opening lines, your bank account, or your so-called game. They're all wrong. The harsh, almost unforgivable truth is this: your biggest dating problem isn't the women you meet. It's the man you refuse to look at in the mirror. The one who makes the choice for you is the man you don't even know. It is your shadow. Carl Jung, the legendary Swiss psychiatrist, called it the shadow, the unintegrated, repressed dark side of your personality, the vault where all your fears, inadequacies, and primal instincts are locked away. And this shadow, this hidden part of you, has a destructive voting power. It unconsciously steers you toward partners who perfectly reflect your deepest insecurities. Your shadow seeks out partners who let it continue its harmful patterns, ensuring you stay small, trapped, and miserable. Today, we're going to break down the 4 male shadows that are silently ruining your love life. We'll pull them out of the darkness and expose their patterns. Because until you understand which shadow is controlling your steering wheel, you'll keep driving into the same wall, over and over again. Watch until the end, because the 4th shadow is the most common trap among high-achieving men, and integrating it is the only way to attract the high-value partner you truly deserve. The first shadow is everywhere in modern society. So common, it's become fashionable. The puer aeterna, the eternal boy. This man has a relentless avoidance of commitment and responsibility. He is terrified of the mundane, of the long haul. He lives for the high-energy rush of potential, the new job, the next city, the fresh relationship. To him, commitment feels like being tied down, like dying. His whole life is one continuous escape from the consequences of his own decisions. And here's the paradox of his shadow in dating. The puer aeterna doesn't seek a lover, he seeks a replacement mother. He is unconsciously drawn to women with strong mother-controller energy. He looks for a woman who will manage his life, organize his finances, push him toward his goals, and tolerate his emotional volatility without complaint. The trap is this: he's drawn to her strength and responsibility because his shadow lacks them. He believes he has found a supportive partner, but in truth, he's only found a manager for his adult life. The inevitable outcome unfolds in 2 ways. First, rebellion. Once the relationship stabilizes, the puer aeterna begins to feel suffocated. He feels controlled by an external force, never realizing he's reacting to his own lack of inner structure. He starts fights, creates drama, or disappears completely, sabotaging the relationship to reclaim his illusion of freedom. And second, the emotional check. He cannot offer emotional security or future planning. He can be exciting, yes, but never reliable. And the woman eventually grows tired of raising a man. The poor Eterna remains trapped in perpetual adolescence, endlessly chasing the next thrill, ensuring that every promising relationship ends the moment it demands that he grow up. If your dating history is a pattern of intense beginnings followed by sudden panicked exits, especially when things get serious, you need to look closely at this shadow. You are not choosing freedom. You are choosing dependence on chaos because it excuses you from the hard work of building a structured life. If the puer aeterna avoids responsibility, the tyrant is consumed by it. This shadow grows from a deep, gnawing insecurity, one the man hides beneath layers of control and dominance. The tyrant needs to feel powerful because he's terrified of feeling weak. He must be the authority, the final word, the one who can suppress any emotion, his own or his partner's, that threatens his fragile sense of order. In love, his shadow doesn't seek a queen, it seeks a vassal. He is unconsciously drawn to women who seem easy to dominate, emotionally dependent, or conditioned to be submissive in relationships. He needs a partner whose light he can dim, so his own fragile ego can shine brighter by comparison. He mistakes her need for guidance as proof of his superiority. The trap is brutal. He believes he's found respect, but he's only found compliance. He confuses fear and learned deference with genuine admiration. And this is how his tyrant shadow thrives, demanding perfection, enforcing rigid rules, and dismissing her feelings as irrational or too much drama. The inevitable outcome is always the same. First, resentment. The woman he chose, even if she began submissive, eventually grows full of quiet rage. His control crushes her spirit and dissolves her identity. Second, explosion or retreat. The relationship becomes a ticking bomb. She either rebels, shattering the illusion of control, or retreats completely, leaving behind an empty shell of compliance. The tyrant's shadow traps him in an endless power struggle. He pushes away any woman strong enough to challenge him, and destroys any woman weak enough to accept his rule. He cannot experience true partnership, because he only knows how to rule. And until this shadow is faced, he will never know the deep, mutual respect that makes love truly endure. This shadow is the most common trap for the charismatic, high-energy man. The shadow lover. He is the man who has tied his entire sense of worth to his ability to be desired and validated by women. He is not motivated by deep connection. He is motivated by the chase. His shadow is an addict, specifically a dopamine addict. He shines in the opening weeks of a relationship, charming, attentive, magnetic. But the moment the novelty fades, when the bond demands oxytocin instead of dopamine, the shadow lover panics. He gets bored. The trap is subtle but deadly. His shadow is drawn only to high-drama women, the ones with red flags, the ones who play games, the ones who keep him guessing. Why? Because the drama keeps the dopamine alive. If a woman is stable, grounded, and consistent in her affection, his shadow reads it as boring. He starts scanning for the next hit. The inevitable outcomes are always the same. First, sabotage. He subconsciously creates conflict or pulls away emotionally just to restart the chase. He needs her to withdraw so he can feel the rush of winning her back. Second, the emotional commitment limit. He might commit physically, he might even marry, but emotionally, he stays on the market, always scanning the room for validation, always one glance away from escape. The shadow lover will always choose a woman who is a project over a woman who is a prize. He chooses the thrill of pursuit over the peace of devotion. And by chasing the high of the new, he ensures he will never know the profound peace of the deep. This is the most insidious shadow among good men, the rescuer. He is the man whose entire identity is built around being the hero. He doesn't believe he deserves love unless he has earned it through sacrifice, effort, and most of all, by healing someone else. The rescuer's shadow doesn't see a woman, it sees a project. He is irresistibly drawn to women who are visibly broken, women with a traumatic past, emotional volatility, or deep insecurity. He isn't in love with her as she is. He's in love with her potential, the version of her he can build. The trap is heartbreaking. He thinks he's found a purpose, but all he's found is a distraction from his own unhealed wounds. By pouring himself into fixing her, he avoids doing the difficult, necessary shadow work on himself. He becomes addicted to the feeling of being needed, mistaking dependency for love. The inevitable outcomes are twofold. First, the loss of value. If by some miracle his efforts succeed and the woman becomes whole, healthy, independent, he suddenly feels worthless. His role disappears. He may sabotage the relationship or quietly walk away because he only knows how to love patients, not partners. Second, emotional exhaustion. If the project is too great, and it usually is, he drains his own emotional and financial reserves, growing bitter and resentful that his Herculean efforts weren't enough to earn him the love he thought he deserved. The rescuer's shadow keeps him forever chasing the impossible dream of being completed by another's dependence. He ties his worth to his utility, guaranteeing he will never attract a whole woman who can meet him as an equal. He chooses pain and chaos because stability feels like insignificance. We have exposed the four shadows: the eternal boy who fears commitment, the tyrant who fears weakness, the shadow lover who fears stability, and the rescuer who fears insignificance. They all share one mechanism. They prevent you from seeing reality. The solution is not perfection. It is wholeness. Carl Jung taught that the purpose of life is self-actualization, and the first step toward it is shadow integration. Integration doesn't mean destroying your shadow. It means acknowledging it, understanding why it exists, and taking conscious control over the choices it once made for you. When you integrate the puer aeterna, you don't lose your freedom, you bring responsibility to it. When you integrate the tyrant, you don't lose power, you gain true authority, rooted in respect, not fear. When you integrate the shadow lover, you don't lose excitement. You discover the profound joy of deep, lasting connection. And when you integrate the rescuer, you stop chasing projects and start choosing partners who are already whole. This work is not about blame. It is about radical responsibility. Every woman you have ever chosen, the controller, the victim, the drama queen, was chosen by the unintegrated part of your psyche. They were mirrors of your inner wounds. Your dating life is a reflection of your inner life. The moment you stop fearing your own flaws, the moment you choose to become a whole man, you will stop attracting half women. You will raise your internal standard so high that the old destructive patterns simply cannot survive. You cannot attract a high-value woman until you become a whole man, one no longer ruled by the ghosts of his own unconscious. Do the work. Choose to be whole.